They didn't break your bones, they broke your trust. And somehow, that hurts even more. Because bruises fade, scars heal. But betrayal, it lingers in silence, in sleepless nights, in the questions that never get answered. This video isn't about revenge. It's about rising without shouting, without proving, without looking back. If someone shattered your trust and walked away like it meant nothing, stay. Because by the end of this video, you'll understand. You don't need to destroy them. You only need to become someone they can never touch again. 1. Don't try to win a pointless battle. We often confuse reaction with resistance. When someone hurts us, the primal instinct kicks in. We want them to feel what we felt. We crave balance, revenge, a final word. But here's the truth. When you react emotionally, you give them the one thing they should never have control over: your inner state. As Epictetus said, it's not events that disturb us, but our judgment about them. You don't have to scream to be heard. You don't have to post cryptic quotes hoping they'll read between the lines. You don't need to prove that you're okay, because if you're still trying to prove it, you're not. True strength is not loud, it's not dramatic, it doesn't need validation. The wise don't retaliate, they retreat. They don't wage war, they walk away. Not because they lost, but because they realized the battlefield was never worth standing on in the first place. Here's the paradox. Silence screams louder than anger ever could. Disengagement is not weakness, it's spiritual discipline. You win, not by shouting louder, but by outgrowing the need to shout at all. Let them wonder why you didn't fight back. Let them drown in the silence you leave behind. Because disappearing from a war that serves no purpose, that's not giving up. That's rising above. 2. Redefining peace. Peace is not pretending. It's not a fake smile stretched across a bruised soul. It's not forced kindness while resentment simmers beneath the surface. True peace is the moment you can stand in front of the one who broke you and feel absolutely nothing. No hate, no longing, no grief, no rage, just calm emptiness, stillness, freedom. That is the rarest kind of peace, not the absence of chaos, but the absence of attachment to it. People think peace means reconciliation. They're wrong. Peace means you've made your peace with the fact that you'll never get what you deserved and you're done seeking it. Peace is when you could strike back, could defend yourself, could tear them down with truth, but you choose silence, not because you're weak, but because you no longer place your healing in someone else's destruction. It's the power of no longer needing revenge to feel whole. It's waking up and realizing your mind is no longer chained to what they did. You don't want them to hurt. You don't want them to understand. You just don't want them in your emotional world anymore. Peace is not performance. It's quiet power. It's not something you flaunt. It's something you protect. Because the moment you stop trying to win the battle and simply leave the battlefield, you don't just survive. You transcend. 3. You don't owe them anything. You owe them nothing, not your words, not your reaction, not your explanation. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your healing, especially not the ones who helped break you in the first place. We live in a world obsessed with closure, with final conversations, with emotional clarity handed to us by the people who hurt us. But the truth is brutal and liberating. You don't need their closure. You need your clarity. If they wanted to bring peace, they would have. If they had the capacity to understand the damage, they wouldn't have caused it. So stop waiting for the apology that may never come. Stop rehearsing the perfect explanation. You don't need to prove that you were the better person. Stoicism teaches us to reclaim our focus. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In the same way, don't waste time hoping they see your worth. Live it. You don't need to remind them what they lost. Let your life do the talking. Let your absence do what your presence never could: restore your power. They don't need to understand why you walked away. You do. That's enough. 4. Silence is strategy, not surrender. Silence isn't weakness. It's not passivity. It's not cowardice hiding in the corner. Silence is strategy, and in the realm of emotional warfare, it's the most disarming weapon you can use. When someone tries to provoke you, manipulate you, or bait you into conflict, what they're really seeking is your energy. They want your outrage. They feed off your emotional collapse because it gives them power. But when you give them nothing, no reaction, no explanation, not even a glance, you become untouchable. You're no longer in their game. You're no longer their fuel. There's a reason the Stoics valued silence so deeply. Epictetus taught that we should never allow ourselves to be carried away by appearances. And often, the loudest thing you can say is, nothing at all. Let them wonder. Let them spin stories. Let them feel the void where your reaction used to be. Because silence isn't the absence of a response, it is the response. It says, you no longer have access to my peace. It's not about bottling things up. It's about conserving your energy for something greater, your growth, your evolution, your calm. You don't win by shouting back. You win by not needing to say anything at all. In a world that's addicted to noise, detachment speaks louder. And silence, that's the sound of you taking your power back. 5. Redefining revenge, the Stoic way. Revenge isn't what you think it is. It's not watching them crumble. It's not getting the apology. It's not making them feel what you felt. That kind of revenge keeps you chained to the very person who hurt you. It ties your healing to their suffering, and that's not freedom. That's emotional imprisonment. True revenge, in the Stoic sense, is evolution. It's becoming so whole, so grounded, so deeply aligned with your inner peace that they no longer have access to you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They expect rage. You give them indifference. They expect a war. You give them silence. They expect to see you chasing validation. You've already moved so far ahead that they can't even find the version of you they once betrayed. This isn't about ego, it's about energy and how you use it. Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." That's the path. Let the pain push you inward toward clarity, self-respect, discipline, not to destroy them, but to rebuild you. Let the results speak louder than revenge. Let your peace be unsettling. Let your success be silent. Let your transformation be the echo they'll never outrun. You don't rise to prove a point. You rise because staying small no longer fits who you've become. 6. You don't need closure, you need clarity. Closure is romanticized. We imagine a perfect final conversation, tears, apologies, admissions of guilt. We crave that moment when the person who hurt us finally understands the damage they caused. But here's the truth. That moment rarely comes. And waiting for it is like holding your breath in a room that's already been emptied of air. Most people don't want to give closure. They want to move on without accountability. They'll rewrite history to protect their ego. And the longer you wait for their words, the longer they control your healing. You don't need their validation to let go. You need clarity, the kind that comes from within. Clarity that says, I was not treated with respect, and I choose not to accept that as my standard. Clarity that doesn't seek revenge, but refuses to repeat the same wound. Clarity that sees patterns, not promises. Marcus Aurelius said, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth." But if they refuse to seek truth, why should you seek closure from them? Let go of the need for a clean ending. You're not healing to understand them. You're healing to finally understand yourself. And that clarity, that's the closure you've been waiting for all along. 7. Let them go and let yourself return. Sometimes the most powerful act of self-respect is walking away quietly. Not to make a statement, not to provoke regret, not to teach them a lesson, but simply because you've realized they no longer belong in the next chapter of your life. We often think letting go means losing, but in truth, letting go is returning to your peace, your power, your center. You're not leaving them, you're returning to yourself. The version of you that trusted too soon, tolerated too much, stayed too long, that version no longer fits. And that's not something to grieve, that's something to honor. The Stoics never promised a painless life, but they offered something far better. the ability to choose how you respond, and in that choice, you become free. So don't wait for closure. Don't wait for apologies or recognition. Let them go without announcement, without anger, without explanation. Let them wonder why your silence feels louder than your presence ever did. Because what they don't realize is this: you didn't leave to hurt them. You left to heal you. And in that calm, unwavering departure, you become what Stoicism always intended: not bitter, not broken, but unshakable. 8. The final victory. You no longer react. Here's the moment you know you've won, not when they apologize, not when they miss you, not even when they admit they were wrong. You win the day you no longer react. When their name no longer stirs your emotions. When their presence no longer shifts your energy. When their chaos no longer gets invited into your inner world. That's the final victory. Because true power isn't about having the last word, it's about having no need for a word at all. You've moved on, not out of spite, but from clarity. Not because you're cold, but because you're finally warm to yourself. In a world addicted to attention, drama, and emotional reactivity, calm becomes terrifying. Your peace confuses them, your silence unsettles them. Your unavailability makes them realize they've lost access to something sacred. But you don't care. Not because you're numb, but because you've evolved. As Epictetus taught, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. And freedom is not granted, it's earned, moment by moment, through discipline, detachment, and dignity. So let them say what they want. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be unshakable. And the day you stop reacting is the day you become unstoppable. 9. Forgiveness is not an invitation back. Let's be clear, forgiveness is not the same as reconciliation. Just because you've let go of the weight doesn't mean they're welcome to walk back in. Just because you've healed doesn't mean they get to hurt you again. Forgiveness is release, not reunion. We forgive so we can breathe again, so we stop carrying their poison in our bloodstream, so we stop bleeding on people who didn't cut us. But too many confuse your healing with an open door. They think, now that you've forgiven me, things can go back to how they were. That version of you no longer exists. Stoicism teaches that emotions must serve our values, not sabotage them, and there is no value in re-inviting chaos into your sanctuary. You can wish someone peace and still block their access. You can release resentment and still reinforce your boundaries. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." That means your strength is not in getting even, but in getting free. So forgive fully, but don't forget who you are now. You didn't climb out of that pain just to fall back in. Forgiveness is for your soul. Boundaries are for your survival. Together, they form your shield not to keep love out, but to keep self-respect in. 10. When you rise without noise. You don't need to announce your healing. You don't need to post quotes for them to get the message. You don't need to update your life just to prove that you've moved on. Because real growth doesn't shout. It radiates. There comes a moment subtle, almost silent, when you realize you've outgrown everything that once broke you. Their name doesn't sting, their memory doesn't echo, their presence is no longer needed for closure. That moment, that's your quiet revolution. You're not angry, you're aware. You're not bitter, you're better. You're not seeking revenge, you've become the justice. You no longer perform strength, you embody it. And in that stillness, that sacred quiet where you no longer need to be seen to be strong, you become untouchable. That's not just healing, that's Stoicism in motion. If this message resonates with your journey, if you've ever been hurt and chose to rebuild, not retaliate, then this space is yours. This is what the Stoic habit is about. Like the video to affirm your inner peace. Comment below, "I choose clarity over closure." Let others know they're not walking this road alone. And subscribe not just to the channel, but to your own evolution. Let's rise not louder, but wiser. Not to be understood, but to be whole. Not to impress them, but to honor the person we're becoming. Your silence is enough. Your presence is power. And your next chapter, it's already begun.